Hey guys, I'm out here this morning by my pear tree. I'll probably insert this video into another video because I've got a busy day, but I'm gonna hurry and do this morning because I looked at my pear tree starting to bud and I thought I have to spray that ASAP, so I'm gonna do it right now. So let's go look at my tree. Sadly, I just have the pear tree this year, peach tree. I think since we had such a mild winter, bugs ate my peach tree all winter long. And they literally like ate out the trunk. It was pretty bad. But I looked on the USU website and they said you just want to look at your buds and see these are starting to open. They probably have burst a little bit, but I think I'm okay. I maybe should have done this yesterday. I'm for sure gonna do it today. So these have just burst open, and this is when the activity starts, so it's like the best time to spray. So I'm gonna spray this now. So I have half a gallon of water here in this pump sprayer, maybe a little bit less. And then what you wanna add to that is copper fungicide and a dormant oil spray to help with pests and fungus and all those different things. So we're just gonna saturate this tree pretty good with this pump. I'll probably have a little excess, but I just did maybe a little less than half a gallon. It's like 4 to 5 tablespoons of the dormant oil per gallon. So I think I did like 2.5. You know, I did 2 because it's a little less than half gallon. And then I did like 2 tablespoons of the copper fungicide. You can mix those together. So mix those in there. So I'm probably gonna shake it up a little bit because I haven't done that yet. And then spray it. And like I said, I might have a little bit left over, but that's okay. We'll use as much as we can and get as high as we can. And I was gonna come and prune this, and I think I still might. So I'm gonna do it a different day though. I think it'll be totally fine. So see how that one right there is getting to be a liter, and I don't want that one to be a liter. I want the middle one to be a liter. So I'm gonna come probably cut that. Maybe I will just hurry and do it this morning. I have a lot to do, but I might as well while I'm doing this. So let me go grab my loppers. This is such a small tree that it's really not gonna make a huge difference. And then I'm gonna cut off any branches on pear trees. Tend to just create these branches that just go like up all the way in the center like this one. So I'll cut that, and I'll cut this one, and any of the branches that are just kind of going straight up. So let me go grab some loppers. Okay, I put my mic on, so hopefully you can do this. Here we go. So I'm gonna cut out any branches that are going inward. I don't see any dead in this piece, and that's what you start with. But I do see some going in here, and technically I should have done this 3 or 4 weeks ago, but this one's going in the center. You see this? So I'm gonna put that one out. I'm still gonna get tons of pears, so don't need to worry about that. This is going into the center, but let me take it off. Pear trees tend to get water spouts that just kind of go up high. And this is fine, so I'm going to put this out. I'm just going to top this one, and I'm going to take this outer bud here so it branches out. This is going in the middle. Same with this. And you want like 4 or 5 like leading branches, well, branching out, if that makes sense. So about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's pretty good. Cut the small guy out. Anything crossing, so I'm going to cut this here. And then I want my leader the tallest, so this is not my leader. So I'm going to bring this one down to here. And I want this, I think I want this in my central leader. So I want this smaller, so I'm doing upward facing both here. Get a good look at the tree. Like I say, it's hard to find an angle that it looks, but you can like see its shape. In fact, I think it looks best this way. But look how cute. Much better shape. I'm glad I got all those tall branches off, and it's much more manageable. So I like to keep it a little bit small and controlled. Okay, so that's it for this portion of the video. I think I'll attach this video to me putting some new soaker hose underneath my raspberries. So just a few little chores that we're doing in this video. So thanks for watching that portion. Hopefully that was helpful, and we'll see what our pear production's like this year. Hey guys, welcome back. So we're out here today by my raspberries. I went to the store the other day and got some new soaking hose for my garden. I used to try to keep it in there for a couple years, and then I had issues with it, and I just decided I'm gonna switch it out at least every other year. I was trying to let it go for 3 anyway, but let me show you my raspberries because that's what we're going to be working on today. I went and picked up some soaker hose. I had so many issues with this last year, and I ended up having to hand water a lot of this, and things are starting to show some activity, and I wanted to get out here as quick as I could and pull this up and lay down a new one here before my raspberries get too full and too pokey. So I'm gonna get in here. I've got a bunch of wiring in here. It's gonna be tricky. Not one of my favorite things, and I thought these were dahlias, but these are raspberry shoots coming up. I was like, oh, my dahlias are coming up. But anyway, so I need to pull out a bunch of these too. So these runners. So I will do that and start here pulling this up. Landscape staples so I can save them. This goes on. I knew it was tight to this. This is my water access. So take this off. I've got this. This is 100 feet. I'm gonna need this for the end. Okay, here's on the twist end. Okay, I think that's on good. And I won't be able to test this because our water's not on yet. Plumber's tape is nice. I might come on and do it when the water comes on. It helps prevent leaks, but I'm not gonna do that right now. Okay, now I'm gonna take this out and wrap it around the raspberries. Done and buried. I knew that was going to kind of be a pain. It's mostly buried. I'm going to touch up a few more spots, but it feels good to have that done. I have to leave right now. So I think I'll leave this soaker hose out here, maybe behind here so it's protected from the sun a little bit. And then I might just leave it there until I can get to it when I plant my tubers and everything. But man, see the arms? Wear long sleeves, guys. Learn from me. That was kind of dumb, but yeah, hopefully I can help you, show you what not to do. Yeah, I'm just gonna tuck this back here for now. It'll be totally fine. Okay, welcome back. So as you can see, it's a little breezy and it's a little chilly. Is this what spring really feels like? So weird because it's been so hot. But anyway, we're back here by my raspberries and hopefully you can hear me in this wind. I'm trying to block my, there, maybe that's better as far as the wind goes. But I'm here by my raspberries. I laid down that layer of soaker hose, got it in. So glad I got that done. I was dreading that project. Let's turn around and look at it and then we're gonna finish working on those. Much better view this way. Sometimes I hate talking to myself in the camera. And then I'm always wearing like junky clothes and leggings and I'm like, oh. It's fine though, I don't care. I don't want to take the effort of getting cute to work in the yard. So you get what you get. So now we can see a lot of new growth with our raspberries. So these are ever-bearing raspberries. And so they're doing really well. They've been in here going on like 4 or 5 years. That's when we moved in here. And so they'll put up canes the first year and then they bear fruit on the second year canes. And also, so you can leave some of them tall and you will get like a very first initial small amount of berries around June, I believe. Or you can just like kind of cut them all down and get a bigger batch later on in the season. So it's blowing away. Fetch, Piper, get it. Get it, Pepper, get it. Bring it back. Bring it back. Get it, fetch. Get it, bring it back, come on. She's not gonna do it. Anyway, and So these are like the third year, so they're done. So see these ones that are dead. So I like to cut them back in the fall. I don't really worry about that first initial June harvest because it's not very much, and I'd rather just have one big initial harvest, and it's just easier to tend for it anyway. So in the fall I've been cutting them back, and then I'll come back here in this time of year and I'll probably cut back to like here. You can even cut them down further, I think, but this is how I like to do it. So this way I can see which ones are dead and I can just get them all out. And the ones that are coming up in here I want to keep because these are going to be my first year canes, and then the next year they're going to bring us fruit. I have some that are kind of sneaking out here, and then any that are up close here I'm going to take out too. And then I have one straggler strawberry here I'll probably pull out. I'm going to just clean this area up, get it done. I'm going to put the wire back, and then we'll be done with this little project here. Oh, it feels good to have that done. I've got the wire tied back up. My husband's a little better at getting that a little tighter, so I might have him come out and fix it a little bit. But everything looks really good. Everything's greening up. I feel better that it's watered in a little bit. I tried to cover that soaker hose as much as I could, but I think it's fine. I might come in here with some topsoil and fill this in a little bit. Got the suckers out of there. Sometimes you can really pull a whole sucker line because it'll send roots like way out, and I'll just keep pulling them. This area there tends to be quite a bit. I'll just keep pulling them as I go, and once in a while you get lucky and get one of the big runners and you can pull the whole thing out, which is nice, but sometimes you can't. Probably should have got my shovel, but I think that's good enough for now. I usually just do the initial cleanup of the suckers, and then there'll be a few more, and I'll just keep pulling them out and then they'll die back. So thanks so much for watching. Like I said, these are ever bearing. I do have a video on this where I go in a little more depth that you can check out on my channel. You can just search raspberries and it should pop up, and I talk about things a little bit more. I have changed a little bit what I have done. Like I said, I've been cutting them back in the fall, and it's just so nice to have that done. I like to try to get as much done in the fall that I can, because spring it's so busy, and I remember every spring I'm like, oh yeah, I forget how busy it is. So that's it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and we will see you next time. Bye guys.